we got the YCS champion and the world champion. Julien, you ready for the best tier list of all time?
Let's do it. Let's do it, Trif.
So this is going to be a tier list of the best hand traps of the format. I actually don't think hand traps are that good this format, but Julien, do you think you need to play hand traps?
I like a mixed approach of hand traps and breakers. I know it's not always the best, but if your deck can play a lot of non-engine, I like it.
Got it. And that's why you'll never be on my level. Makes both.
You know.
Who do you think we're winning a battle right now? Me or you if we played Yu-Gi-Oh right now?
Me, for sure.
What the? Okay, guys, if the top comment gets 100 likes, I am going to duel Julien right now after this is done, or after we watch the video, on whoever's better match. So make sure to do that. And if I win, I am going to get Julien to play Pendulum Magicians at the next regional. And if Julien beats me, what deck do I need to play at my next regional?
Malice.
All right, I'll have to play Malice. Malass. I hate that deck. So with that being said, make sure to subscribe down below if you guys want to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh. Check out my Metafy down below for daily Yu-Gi-Oh streams and coaching, and make sure to subscribe to Julien, who's one of the fastest growing Yu-Gi-Oh YouTubers in the world right now. Go subscribe because he will hit 100K eventually. With that being said, let's get into this video. First card, main deck staple. If you play hand traps, where do you put Dominus Purge?
Yeah, main deck stable for sure. Like if you can afford to play this card's insane.
Yeah, I like that idea. So we're gonna go through this whole list, guys, where it's like, assuming you play hand traps, it's a staple. I would like to emphasize Julien's an incredible player, but do not mix hand traps with breakers. He's used to Malice that has like 24 non-engine, where it's like you might as well, right? But if you guys are playing Yummy, for example, barring maybe like a 3 of thrust or something, try to put, if you're gonna play hand traps, max out as possible. Like if you're gonna play border breakers, don't just put in 3 purge, 3 imperm, and like just don't do that. Play breakers or nothing. But this whole list is gonna be off the premise that you're playing hand traps. There's a lot of FTKs going around. The best way to not get FTK'd is play a bunch of hand traps, right? So that's what this whole tier list is. So obviously Purge, if you could play, it's a main deck staple. If you could play Impulse, where does it go?
Yeah, I think even higher than Purge.
100%.
Yeah.
If you could play Impulse, any of these 2 Dominus cards, if your deck could play it, you should 100% play it. Now, what about the other Dominus? Yeah, exactly. Why?
Keep it in the binder. This card sucks. First of all, this card's like, it's just, you can't play other hand traps with it. So this is actually kind of like a board breaker, which means that if you played this with board breakers, you have to use it as a breaker, not as a hand trap. And also it can be ashed. It's like a board breaker that can be ashed, and there's like much better breakers at that point, like Metatronus and that kind of stuff. So
that card is fucking ass. If you're playing hand traps, you literally cannot play other hand traps with it. So that card should not be anywhere near your deck. Binder for sure. I think that card's like fucking 20 or 30 bucks. Sell that shit immediately before it goes down to $1. That card's ass. So we have 2 cards next that are actually very interesting this format, because obviously Mitsurugi's going around and stuff. So where would you put Imperm, and then after that, where would you put Veiler?
I'd put them both in main deck maybe. Right now I find that like there's other hand traps. I'd rather play over Imperm. Like if I'm playing like 18 hand traps, I'm still considering not playing this card just because of Mitsurugi and stuff. Even into Yummy, this hand trap's like not the best. You want to hit Yummy with like Ashes, Bells, and those kind of hand traps. But like Imperm is just like whatever.
Okay, I like that. The way I would like to approach it is you're 100% right. It's super subpar, this whole format, because of Mitsurugi and in general, even bad versus Yummy, just in general, not the highest value. However, with most decks, this format being able to play the Dominus cards, I think if your deck has the Dominus cards in it, I think you should play Imperm. Yes, Imperm is one of the weaker hand traps this format. I think it's more so main deck staple, assuming like at the very lowest tier, assuming you're playing a bunch of hand traps. This is like if you're playing 15 plus hand traps, but it's at the near bottom simply because how bad it is Mitsurugi. I think we're gonna put it main deck staple.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like at the very top of main deck maybe, or at the very bottom of
exactly.
main deck staple. Sure.
And that Ash is easy. Ash, even if you're playing breakers, you should be playing Ash. Ash is actually the only card here. So we'll get to the Charmies and Droll. Those will probably be the exceptions. But even if you're playing breakers, Ash is one of the only cards in Yu-Gi-Oh that stops Fualos. So if your deck's playing breakers, it's probably gonna get absolutely shit on by Fualos. So I actually like having Ash out here, even if you're not playing it. Belle, where would you put that?
I'd put Belle like above Imperm, honestly. But just back up, like those 2 sisters, like they're hand traps and breakers. Like they pair really well with a lot of breakers. Like on prayers and stuff, if you break their board and then all they can do is just prayers to summon back their guy because you put it in the grave, then like you just
100%. Belle serves as a board breaker against Yummy. It serves as a board breaker against Yummy Mitsu because it hits not just the Synchro 2 tag out, but it hits surprise if they special, which sometimes they'll need to. But it also hits prayers. Plus, it also hits Draco Tail. So it literally hits the entire format as a breaker, and so does Ash.
Should I hit the goo? Should I release the goo right now on how how to use this card?
Release the goo right now.
You're playing against Mitsu Yumi, right? You're a Dracotel player, or you're any player, but like let's say you're Dracotel, and you're really scared of them making Herald. They make Herald with some Sara Cat. This is your only hand trap. What do? You hold your Belle. Then when they try to reborn the Herald with the they try to put it back with the Samsara, you Belle that. You'll just hold it for that. I've won so many matches like that where they full combo me, but they don't have Herald. They don't have Herald anymore.
Yo, that's clean because Herald is the macrocosmos effect of Herald destroys Dracotail.
Yeah.
So that is clean. That is nice. I like that. I'm taking notes myself, even though I'm never gonna play Shittail ever. That's a very nice play when you're playing Shittail and needing to play a tier 0 deck like Yumi Mitsu. I like that. Ghost Ogre, where do you put that?
In the binder.
Yeah. Sadly, okay, Ghost Ogre will have its format again. It was so broken. Ryzeal format originally, obviously, but like I'm sure it'll come back eventually. But for the time being, it's definitely binder. What about Cherries?
I probably wouldn't even put it in my binder. I'd probably sell it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Funny story. A few years ago, I played my buddy in a match, and we just had a fun match. Like whoever wins, he has like randomly just like 400 cherries, and I beat him in the. We had a fun match. Like whoever wins gets the 400 winter cherries. Okay. And I beat him for fun, and he just gave me 400 winter cherries. Actually, in my basement, I have 400 winter cherries.
If I ever need a playset, I guess I'll hit you up.
Yes. If you ever need a playset, hit me up. I got you. And yeah, that's just random. But Cherries is really bad. Guys, if you use Cherries on Snatchy, literally they just go Starham, get it back. There's a whole play to do it. I'll go through it quickly just for the guys who don't know if you're playing Pure Yummy. Wait a sec. Not many people are gonna be on Pure Yummy anymore, so maybe it could be a little better, but it's still shit. But the play is, let's say they do Snatchy on your normal cookie. They go Cherries, get rid of Snatchy. You go Almirage, you summon something. You go Cupsy, the search 2. You get Cupsy, you special Cupsy, search the field spell. Cupsy and Cupsy Way go into Starham, discard the field spell, special Cupsy. You get a free Herald, you banish the 2 to put back the link 1, you summon the other, then you snatch it again and do full combo with Herald. So it's literally just a neg 1. Isuna, assuming your deck has level 5s, it for sure like should be high, but like I would not put it if your deck doesn't have level 5s.
Yeah, this card's weird. Like it's with these categories especially, it's weird to rank it because I don't like Isuna. Like if you're if you're not like a K9 deck, I would not play Isuna. Like I wouldn't put it in as a hand trap. Last format, that's something you might have been able to do. Like I put this card in Dracotail and it wasn't bad, but this format with the Mitsurugi cards, like you literally can't Izuna Mitsurugi. Like I know you can activate it, but like, okay, like what do you make? You know? Like, nothing good. So yeah, so I'd probably put this at the bottom. Just play it if your deck plays it. I mean, there's an engine card in your deck, so you might as well. But otherwise, I just wouldn't play it now.
Yeah. What about Fantasme? Where would you put Fantasme?
I think I'd put Fantasme at the top of side deck staple. I like Fantasme a lot. I think Fantasme is really good into the Pure Yummy deck. So if you're playing hand traps and you want to side into more hand traps, this card's really good into Pure Yummy. It has some like fortunate crossover. Like if like Malice is a deck that like I've seen a lot of Malice running around just randomly because it's good into the like floods that people are playing. Like you can't debarrier that deck and that kind of stuff. If you have Fantasme to cover Yummy, like you can randomly just hit that deck as well.
I have not been playing hand traps this format, so I have not experienced playing Fantasme in my Yummy Mitsu deck. But thinking about it right now, this card will be usable against Mitsurugi and Yummy Mitsurugi, and then just generically Rogue almost every time because it's very good versus Yummy Mitsu. Obviously, it's good versus Yummy, and then it's good versus Mitsu because they always end on Seal. Sorry, Masquerena. So it's always at least resolving. So I think Fantasme probably is more of a side deck, maybe actually, because
it's weird.
Like if your deck could like Pure Yummy can't even play it, but like just the decks you could play it in is kind of finite. But it could almost be served almost as a deck that also mixes breakers and hand traps. It could also be very good because like if you're playing, let's say you're playing a lot of hand traps and your goal is to stop the opponent. If you stop Mitsurugi enough, they're passing. They're not even going to put up Masquerena. So then it sits in your hand. Like you got to do it at the end combo. So like, you get what I'm saying? Like against Mitsurugi, if you're playing like only minimal hand traps like Fualos, Fantasme, shit like that, or Droll, like those type of hand traps to like stop them or get high value, I could see it being decent. But if you're playing a bunch of hand traps against Mitsu, then it's only good versus Yummy or Yummy Mitsu. So I'd probably put side deck maybe if you have space. As for Magnamont, I think if you're playing Dracotail or a deck that is like beneficial of either a body or a dragon, it's probably main deck staple if you're playing that. I don't see you side decking Magnamont. It's probably like if your deck like side deck staple or main deck staple, I could see it. Main deck maybe. Oh, that's a banger. Yeah, main deck maybe. Like if your deck is,
I think Normally, like most of the time, mag is like a main deck staple. Like you gotta play mag, but I think that honestly, it kind of falls short of a lot of things in this format. And rest with the other bishops and stuff. Obviously, if this is like if you can treat this as an engine card, play it like in Drigotel, I'd main deck this card. But for all the other decks, it's a maybe side deck card or maybe main deck card. Like you can't play it in Yummy. You like right now. The best deck of the format is Yummy Mitsu, right? So when we create this tier list, I want to beat that deck, right? I want my non-engine to beat that deck, and then I still want my non-engine to hit the other decks. But
So
I want the first thing that it does.
You just answered the whole format's question for me, actually. So the goal is obviously to defeat the best deck Yummy Mitsu. If someone takes my variant of Yummy Mitsu, by the way, I made Yummy Mitsu famous. Let's just fucking put that shit out there. I made every single deck that you ever played, Julien, was a deck I created that you got.
Oh, hey, I showed you Raizio Fiendsmith. Huh? I remember that, Trif. Remember that. I wasn't good at the time, but I still showed it to you.
I don't know.
And
how
far I've come. How far? I have the podcast. You went on. Don't worry, I have the link. We'll put the link in the description down below. Josh and Farfus podcast where you were like, yeah, Sean Javeri showed it to Julien and Julien showed it to me. That guy's a charity. No, I remember.
I don't know what you're referencing. However,
yeah,
back to this question. Where would you put the 3 Charmies?
Fua, best card. Dang.
What?
Dang. Yeah, let me explain. Okay, Fua is insane. The Yummy Mitsu deck, honestly, when it gets Fua, puts up like a decent half board. But depending on what deck you're playing, you can break that really easily. Like Fua resolving is definitely the biggest issue for that deck. Next, Perulia. I think that Perulia in the side deck is actually much better than I give it credit for at the beginning of the format because the format developed in a different way than I thought. I think there's a lot less pure Mitsurugi. That deck breaks anyways. Like we don't care about it. Like as long as we can overlap a little bit with it, we can beat that deck. And so I think that Perulia is actually really strong. And just being able to like put your opponent under a lot of pressure, make them make half boards even if they only give you 1 draw, like that's definitely value. And even like sometimes they'll be so scared of this card, they'll ash it and then your Fua resolves and they're pulling their hair out. Like I'm telling you, this card applies a lot more pressure than it did in previous formats.
Don't listen to him, guys. I'm putting Perulia and Meows at binder.
Nah, you're crazy.
I've seen people play Meows this format. Pac played it in the main deck.
I'm down for this. I'm down to put this in the binder.
Both Perulia and Meows are ass. Gunther hit me with the Meows, and he drew a grand total of 0 times because you chain your shit to make it so it's like it doesn't actually summon. Like you don't actually draw. You give them 0 or 1 draws and still have a big ass board. I'm gonna put both at binders. And you know what? While we're at it, I'm putting Veiler. I'm putting Veiler in side deck maybe because I just realized if that and Imperm are both main deck maybe or staple, I don't think you could play Imperm and Veiler in the main deck with 6 cards being shit against some decks. I'm down to put Veiler at side deck maybe. Like Veiler probably should be side deck maybe if you just have a plethora. There's nothing else to put in. Let's put Perulia side deck maybe then. It can't be side deck staple, right? I put Droll side deck staple. Potentially main deck staple, like it has to be in your deck somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of like main deck in this card, which is why when I look at it, bro, I think Imperm has got to be like main deck maybe. Like
okay,
we have so many staples, bro. You can't play all these. You can't play all these.
Yeah, just running the numbers there. I'm down to put Droll main deck staple. Like Droll has to be in one of the staples. I'm cool with either one.
Yeah, I think that Droll is like right around here. And you honestly, I like main decking Droll right now. It just depends on your deck. If your deck destroys Yummy, then I think like maining Droll is good because Yummy is the deck that Droll like hits the least.
Yeah.
Then your engine just destroys them, so it doesn't matter.
And shit tail. I think Nib is nah, it can't be that low. I think it's either a main deck staple or side deck staple.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a side deck staple. I don't think maining Nib is that good right now. I think that decks play through Nib so crazy, so good. Like, you can't really Nib Dracotel at all. Against 100%. Against Yummy, they play through Nib crazy. Hey, just neg 1.
So I'll put you guys on some game here on stopping Yummy Mitsu. So you basically just allow Yummy Mitsu to have fun and just entirely go off. And it's when they bring back the Synchro 3 Samsara with the level 1. that's a very good time to Nibiru them. It will almost always stop the Herald from coming out. But the issue with that is you need a backup plan after you do that. So when you do Nibiru at that moment, keep in mind that there will be, like, there'll still be prayers, there'll still be surprise. So if you have Nib Belle, or Nib Impulse, I would like to save it in that regard, where it's like you nib them after they play into it hard, and then you save the Belle or Impulse for the prayers / surprise.
Yeah, it's kind of like how we had like Nib Veiler, Nib Imperm combos during Snake Eye format. It's the same thing. You just have to be patient with your Nib and use your hand traps with it later.
I think both side
next
are those. I think that's super easy. Beautiful.
Yeah, there's just these cards are insane. Like these are the next best hand traps to bring in against a lot of decks. Against Pure Mitsu, I wouldn't bring these in. Sorry, Pure Yummy. I mean, not Pure Mitsu. Against Pure Yummy, I would. Against Pure Mitsu, I would bring these in. Against Pure Yummy, I wouldn't, because Yummy, the delta doesn't hit him too much, and like you don't want to put in the gamma just for the 1-of-1 driver. But yeah, these cards are really good against the Mitsu cards, just stopping them from ritual summoning. Like I had a match real quick where I had just delta as my hand trap, and the guy did all the Mitsu stuff. I knew he had his Murakumo in the grave the whole time, so I just held it for mirror. He didn't get the Murakumo.
Yeah, fucked. That's a nice play actually. I'd put that at side deck maybe or binder. Probably binder.
Yeah, this card sucks, dude. This card sucks.
Right,
people give this card like people have been like, yo, let's make Veggie work. I'm like, I can only make Veggie work if I can make this card work. I can't make this card work right now. Because you need fires, like without the raisin, right? And so you need fires. You need to play this card in Veggie, but Veggie, like this card sucks. Yeah. Like, it's useless against Mitsurugi cards. Against the Yummy cards, you activate it and they just tag out and they get infinite value. Like, nah, bro, nah, come on.
Yeah, fuck that. DD Crow.
I'm down. I'm thinking here.
Yeah, the thing with Crow is like if you're playing Yummy Mitsu, you're down on a hand trap because you cannot play Purge. So like at some point Crow gets thrown in there. Like if you, let's say you're playing Yummy Mitsu and let's say you do want to play hand traps, I think you should play Breaker in Yummy Mitsu. It just works better because you have 9 built-in Regekis. However, let's say you decide you want to play hand traps because of FTKs. You got Fualos, you got Ash, you got Belle. Let's say you play Droll, like that's 12. You're gonna have to play like a 45 plus count deck. Probably need 18 in there somewhere. If you play 40 or 15, like what's next? It's Imperm or Crow. And then if it's not, like the other one's probably going in the side deck. So like Crow should be one of the top 3.
In the main deck, maybe you're saying, right?
Probably main deck maybe for the decks that cannot play Purge or Impulse. Is just like a
yeah.
Like, it's
I like Crow. I think Crow's really good.
Yeah,
Crow is sneaky too. Yeah. They never play around Crow.
Yeah. And I'd put I'd put the C's at side deck maybe.
Nah. Retail C is crazy against Dragotail. This card's insane.
Dragotail is so ass. Like I don't think it's like there's nothing
Dragotail
else to
is
put
sneaky
in.
Good.
You can only put that in against Shittail. That's it.
I
literally don't think it's worthy.
Crazy.
Okay, you know, a good way to look at it is this. Let's say you're having a very tough time with Shittail because you're playing hand trap, like whatever reason is, you're just having a tough time with the deck. I've mastered destroying that deck. I've not lost to it at a YCS yet, and I played 47 rounds of Dracotail filled tournaments. I destroy that shit for breakfast. If you're having trouble with it, side deck 3 Retaliating Cs, you'll have quite a fun time. One cool thing I found with Retaliating C, I don't think it's too viable right now, but just keep in mind it's possible. If you play Retaliating C versus some variant of Yummy or Yummy Mitsu, when they, probably not Yummy Mitsu, like you can't do it anymore because obedience is at 1. But if you play 3 Retaliating C against Yummy, most of the time that they beat you is with the spells. So if you activate Retaliating C to the spell, the only way they can out it is by popping it. They can't SP it because then they're stuck in the EMZ, they'll do nothing, they'll pass. You could search Contact C. So just keep in mind that if you're playing 3 Retaliating Cs and 1 Contact C, I might just play 3 Retaliating C and 1 Contact against pure Yummy if it's pure, just because their only answer to it would be a Croaky, so which would give you the freest, first off, they'll lose their resources, and you get a totally free Contact C to destroy them. So it's kind of like 4 Contact Cs. And if they outright just start with the Link one, their end board is kind of minimal anyways, so it's like whatever. Just like kind of way to search it. And a lot of times, even if you're going first with this, okay, it's not like a lot of times their way to kill you is like the spells anyways. So it's just like it's like added protection, but I still don't think both are worth it. But like I'm cool to put like, yeah, either this bottom of side deck staple or a highest side deck maybe. This card obliterates Draco Tail, guys. So if you do have a problem with that matchup, just throw this in. Imagine it as the equivalent of Lancia versus Malice in a sense. Speaking of Lancia, do you think it's playable in this format?
Bro, Malice sucks. Like Luna Light's not real. This card, like, don't play this card, guys. And it's not even. I'm not even trying to brainwash you because I want to play Malice. Like, this card sucks. Like,
I like it.
And
Shifter?
on the opposite end, Shifter is broken. Dang.
Shifter is strongest soldier, Julien.
Dude, this card's insane. Come on, if you can't play it, you should always play it. Fu is like everyone can't play. Okay, I'll put it below. I'll play it right here.
I think
like,
every single
Ash.
Pure Mitsurugi player should be playing this, but they're not.
Yeah, just main deck it. Like the format is the highest representation deck does not want to get shifted, so you should main deck Shifter.
Neither of them do. Yami Mitsu does not want to get hit with Shifter. Branded Shittail does not want to get hit with Shifter.
Yeah. Pure Yummy does not want to get hit with Shifter.
Pure Yummy doesn't either. Yep.
There you go.
So if I'm playing Pure Mitsu, I'm rocking and rolling. I like this list. That's pretty solid. Let us know what you guys think down below. Make sure to go give Julien some love on his channel, one of the fastest growing Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channels in the world. And if you want to learn more about Yu-Gi-Oh, make sure to check out my Metafy down below and subscribe to my channel as well. I'm almost at 100K. Thank you guys for watching. Any last words, Julien?
Let's go!
I love it.
Pen best deck!